Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Martin and welcome to our YouTube channel, AAA Digest, which used to revolve around Mafia 3. Now we cover Red Dead Redemption 2 extensively and other games from time to time. Now we tend to gather our news from credible sources instead of focusing on Reddit leaks. Not that they are not correct, but sometimes they aren't. So we opt for published articles and developer interviews as our go-tos for information. We're trying to be, I guess, the most honest source of Red Dead Redemption 2 information for you guys. Hence why we don't have huge news and confirmed leaks in our titles. But yeah, let's get right to it. Enough filler for me. So today's video is all about hunting in Red Dead Redemption 2. So as our playable protagonist Arthur Morgan, we can take a break from the main story and the stress of being chased by the law by going for a hunt. Similar to Red Dead Redemption 1, we can freely do this in the open world when we see fit. Now you can either hunt for yourself and your own gain by completing challenges, or gathering raw meat or pelts in which you can then sell at a local general store. Yet, if you're feeling quite charitable and wish to completely immerse yourself into that leadership role as Arthur Morgan, you can also provide raw meat and other materials for Dutch's gang by completing missions for the camp's cook, Pearson. But on a hunt, there are quite a few things to take into account. Number one, how you kill an animal determines the quality of meat you receive. Now while hunting a wild animal with Arthur Morgan, and if you happen to lean towards using a bow and arrow to kill your prey, that will be deemed a clean kill. You'll receive higher quality meat, pelts, and skins, which will obviously hold a higher value in the eyes of local store owners and Pearson the camp, who will appreciate higher quality meat to feed the camp. Yet, if you shoot a deer into mush with repeated shotgun slugs, or if you happen to blow the poor thing up with dynamite, then its value will obviously be much lower. Some of you guys are savages. I know you're gonna do that. Number two, after killing an animal, we have a choice. So we can either skin it then and there to ensure Arthur isn't over encumbered, or you can take the entirety of the animal back home with you by tossing the carcass onto the back of your horse and returning the full carcass of the animal to a store, which will result in a large sum of money. Yet it's obviously a little more effort on behalf of yourself. Number three, the dead decay. So if you happen to leave a dead carcass on top of your horse for a specific period of time, then its body will begin to physically decay, which means it will rapidly decline in value the longer you wait. Also, if you're in the wild, this will gain unwanted attention from some of the wildlife. A dead deer will attract predators, etc. And if you leave the deer on your horse and you do a few missions as an example, then you may even return to see vultures circling around your horse. Number four, hunting challenges. So similar to Red Dead Redemption 1, Arthur Morgan will have a selection of challenges throughout the game that get more and more difficult after you complete each challenge. Starting off with killing and skinning a rabbit as an easy example, to killing 5 wolves with a knife, and eventually killing a bear with only your bare hands. Pardon the pun, but you get the gist. Number 5, hunting wild animals will be very immersive. So during a 45-minute showcase of Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay witnessed by IGN, fuck IGN, sorry, I put a lot of emphasis on that one, but they discussed an in-depth hunt involving Arthur Morgan and a herd of deer. Arthur Morgan then grabbed his bow and arrow off his horse through its inventory. He then stalked the deer from afar through some long grass until the deer stopped at the end of a ridge. The player then whistled, which distracted the deer, and yep, animals can be distracted or alerted via your whistle in the game. So he whistled, he took aim, and fired an arrow at the deer. The deer then collapsed, and the rest of the herd started fleeing in terror, and the wounded deer weakly got up and attempted to follow, limping, but Morgan followed the trail of blood via his deadeye, which can be used to track blood and footsteps, etc. in this game, and soon he found the deer dying on its side, screaming in pain. And Arthur approaches, gets down on one knee, brings out his knife, and stabs the deer through the heart as it lets out one last scream before it dies. So yeah, hunting is extremely in-depth and immersive in Red Dead Redemption 2. It might even create some moments. So yeah, if you're quite squeamish, brace yourself, and if you're vegan, then get your complaints ready for your online blog, I guess. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. I love you vegans, really. But yeah, that is the end of the video, guys. Plenty more Red Dead Redemption 2 videos on the way. But that is all we got in terms of hunting thus far. And we do have a video coming up which is dedicated to Dutch van der Linde. It was requested, so yeah, it's happening. Also, E3 is rapidly approaching, so perhaps another game will be added to the list of games we'll be covering on the channel. We shall see. Honestly, we're looking at Fallout 76. If people want it, we'll give it to you.
If you want some, I'll give it you.
Also, if you want a few more updates from Taylor and myself, and if you want to see our intros a day or sometimes even a week early, we have a Twitter if you want to follow us. But if you don't, it's fine. We understand. We're not that cool. But yeah, guys, for more honest content like this, stay tuned here on AAA Digest.
Yes, everything's absolutely splendid.
Walking down the street and you hear that heavy beat, can't help but walk your feet down the way. So you meet people laughing and dancing all night long, and through the flashing lights see the band playing their own song.
I like the way you die, boy.